Hello, I am Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be discussing how I approach comboing a board and the spatial planning techniques I use to basically optimize the 30 orbs that are given to me. So, the Puzzle & Dragons meta has significantly shifted the past couple of months towards a more combo-oriented playstyle. This is because we have the 7 combo awakening, as well as leader skills that are basically heavily rewarding many combos, such as Kushinari Hime and Anubis. And with the Sunken Serpent Labyrinth arriving on Monday, a lot of players are wanting to try and optimize their combo skills in order to acquire that yellow Jormungandr. So this is how I approach a given board and how I attempt to puzzle and combo. And it's not the only way you can do so, and you should basically just take this with a grain of salt, as well as like any other combo guide in existence. It's not the only way to approach something, it's more so the way that I find the easiest for myself. So maybe this is in line of your techniques, maybe it's not, but hopefully you at least gain a little bit of insider information from it. So, understanding combos. So, in a standard board in Puzzle & Dragons, we are given a maximum of 10 combos from a 6x5 board because there are 30 orbs. However, because of the way orbs are not evenly distributed, there is a strong likelihood that you're only going to have 7 to 8 combos possibly available. Thus, you have to rely on either Skyfalls to basically fulfill the gaps in order to hit that 10 combos. But the main idea is you want to try and optimize a given board as much as possible when using these combo-oriented leaders. For the purpose of this video, I'm not going to be counting any sort of TPA or 5 orb 1 enhance or rows. I'm just going to be focusing purely on matching combos. So before you are going to start matching, it is wise, if you have at least the time to do so, to try and count the number of distributed orbs, because that will at least give you an indication of how many maximum combos you can gain from the given board. So for example, if you manage to count 5 darks and 5 light orbs, that means you are only going to have 1 combo for each of those colors. You're not actually going to be gaining 2. So on that given board, let's say everything else worked out nice and easily, you're only going to have a maximum of, say, 8 combos. But that's the main idea. You want to try and count and try and see what colors I'm missing and how many combos I'm actually able to gain. So this may seem very basic or elementary, but it can be something you forget after playing for years at a time. So assigning sections to a board. And I feel like this is probably the most important takeaway message, if you're going to take away one message from this video, is how I at least section off a board. So the section 1 can be at the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter, but in this example here, I am using section 1 at the very bottom 2 rows, so that's 12 orbs. Section 2 or 3 could be inverted, it doesn't matter again, but section 2 has a 3x3 box above, and section 3 has a 3x3 box alongside as well. So this is what I try and do. I try and visualize a board and try and figure out where my combos are going to be placed. And I kind of solve the board in like the 1, 2, and then 3 manner. So for myself, I want to try and solve section 1 first. And section 1 is going to consist of 4 combos because they're 12 orbs, but they're arranged in horizontal matter. So there's like a 3, 3, 3, 3. Basically, you can look down here. That's the same board here being solved. So I have like, my mouse is not showing up for some reason, but I have 3 hearts, 3 wood, 3 yellow, 3 red. So from this board, I managed to shove the orbs that I want down to the bottom there, so then it makes it easier. And after that, I'm actually left with a 6x3 board on top. Now, that is important because if you were to make just only horizontal matches, you are going to run out of space. And this is kind of the but why section. I'm just going to be kind of blending the two together. But the main idea is when you solve the bottom in section 1, or the section 1 could be the top, you solve section 1, you're still left with at least 3 horizontal, 3 vertical. And that's important for making matches because let's say I made a 3rd horizontal row match. Like I made, say, purple and blue as the next one. Then I'd be left with a 6x2 board. And a 6x2 board is going to be forcing me to only make horizontal matches afterwards. But because of that, it's going to be actually much harder to arrange the orbs in an intelligent manner, because when you're left with only a 2 height box, it's going to be hard to get those horizontal matches. And that's why I strongly recommend in section 2 you make vertical matches of 3. Section 3 becomes your leftover section. Whatever you have left over, you just fit it in there and just make it work. The main idea is section 3 is kind of like you just use what you have available. It's not going to be pretty necessarily, but it's just what there is. But again, this is only assuming pure combos. We're ignoring TPAs, of course. But again, section 1, horizontal, section 2 vertical, section 3 just fill it in so it doesn't connect and make a clump of a combo. So what you should do with the remaining orbs. So in the remaining orbs, again, you should try and arrange them, but if in this case here I put the 2 purple orbs vertical, and that means when the water is removed on top, there's a 1 in 6 chance the purple orbs could fall down. However, in theory, I should have placed the water orbs vertically, and that way the purple orbs could be horizontal, and that way there's 2 spots. It could be one falling on the end there, the one falling on the other end. So at least it's a 1 in 6 chance, but at least I gave a 1 in 6 chance twice. Now, cascading. So cascading is a technique that is used to basically help facilitate skyfall matches. Skyfall matches occur from new orbs that fall down from the sky. They're not necessarily planned out, but you can do your best to help encourage skyfalls. So from this example here, the 2 purple orbs in section 3 have a 1 in 6 chance of being matched via skyfall. Now, when you cascade, the orbs are removed and they fall down at different staggered paces. And because it's falling down at a staggered rate, it increases the chances of other combos being matched because, again, you're increasing that 1 in 6 chance possibly twice. So from this given example here, when this wood orb is matched, okay, right away, this you can't see my mouse, gosh. The 2 wood combos, the red and the purple, are all going to match. But that means when the wood combo is matched on the left-hand side, the light orbs are going to fall down and actually match at the very bottom. And those light orbs being matched will be removed. The purple falls down, the blue falls down, things just fall down into place. So it's the same number of combos you make, but you're just having them match in a staggered fashion. So if you are playing a no Skyfall leader, you can't get a Skyfall, obviously, but with cascading, you at least give yourself the opportunity to have a Skyfall when you're playing traditional leaders, but it also can sometimes be a way to solve a board that is easier because when you do a cascade, you don't have to bring those orbs down to the bottom. Those yellow orbs on the side are going to fall down organically. I didn't have to physically bring those yellow orbs to the bottom, so this might have been an easier way for me to solve the board just because the way it ended up being as a start, I get to have the orbs fall down. I still get the same matches, but again, cascading can reduce the number of steps you need to possibly solve a board. So, talking is great, but in all honesty, we probably want to have some sample playthroughs. So, I'm going to transition over here. This is not a spectacular team. This is just the team I have that happens to have the most time extend. So, again, we want to try and use that section 1, 2, and 3 strategy. And looking at this board here, I feel that the bottom here, like the wood and the dark, can easily be my very bottom row. The red on the side here is almost matched, and I could probably get yellow there. So that's how I would start. Like I would think section 1, 2, 3, like that's where I'm going to put them. I have 3 water orbs, so I would be able to match 3 water. I only have 4 yellow, so only 4 yellow can match. Like I have enough for 2 dark combos, 2 wood combos. So basically, that's the idea. Like, I just want to count my orbs and what's available. So this is ample amounts of time extend. It's not necessarily realistic, but it's just to give you a understanding so I can talk while matching. So I want to put the purple, green, red, and yellow as section 1. So I am going to just start here. And there's section 1. And then section 2 I'm going to start creating here. Oops. And then section 3 there. I just finish it off. So those hearts are going to at least match or have the chance of matching. So if I had red fall down on the side there or hearts match, I could have done slightly better. But that's basically how I kind of work it out in my head. So now I know this that I have 2 water orbs, so I can never match 2 water combos, but I have enough hearts to match 2 combos. Only 5 yellows, so it's not very good. 5 reds. So this is actually a very poor board. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 3 wood matches at least. So not the greatest of boards, but you can use what you are given. So I'm going to start solving here. Yes, I have ample time extend, I'm aware. It's kind of like cheating. So not perfect, but it had still at 8 combos actually. So I like to think on this board here, let's see. I could put yellow, purple, red, green at the bottom, and that would actually be a pretty good workout. It would work out pretty well, I feel. So let's see. So on the side here, there's 1 there, my yellow orbs are going to come across. Oh, whoops. Abort. Like, that's a problem, technically. So I did it incorrect, but, like, that was the general idea. Like, you do 1, 2, and 3. So I'm just going to keep going through it. So on this board here, I have 3 purples. I have 2 heart combos, 2 purple combos, 2 red combos, 1 yellow, 2 blue. So this is actually a reasonable board overall. So I want to try and think, where am I going to put my combos? So if I'm going to put, say, hearts at the bottom, they have to be at different levels for section 1. So I am going to do this. Oops. In theory, I guess if I could have put the yellow together, it would have at least facilitated a Skyfall match. So again, like using that same idea of section 1, 2, 3. So if you are practicing, go into endless corridors. It makes it easier. You can bring silly amounts of time extend. And let's see it here. I have 3 red, and they're almost at the bottom. I have yellow. I have 1 yellow match. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green. I have 2 green, 1 blue, 1 heart. So like this is a reasonably well distributed board. So let us go here. So at least there's a chance for yellow and purple to match. They didn't actually match, but at least I gave it the chance, was the idea. So I have 1 blue, 2 red, 1 heart, 1 purple, 2 green. So this is an okay board. And I want to think, where am I going to put my combos? So it looks like my green is kind of matched pretty well on the side there. So I'm going to maybe make that my section 2 area. So I'm going to go here. And then I'm left with, oops. So purple has a chance to fall down there, which it did at the bottom, which is great. So you just try and look what's already readily made for you. So I have a pretty good looking board, at least at the bottom area. So this, I'd start with this blue here. I'd match around. So there's lots of chances things could match. They didn't, but at least I'm trying to maximize my given board. So basically, like, that's how I approach comboing for Puzzle and Dragons. Like, I think section 1, 2, and 3, and I usually try and match in that order, relatively speaking. Sometimes you might have to make adjustments on the fly if you make a mistake, but that's the general idea. So like this team here has 15.5 seconds of time extend. That's not realistic. So what you can do is start with as much time extend as possible just to get the rhythm of, I'd say, the 1, 2, 3, and then afterwards you can start lowering time extend by taking out subs or using different cards until it's more in line with the leader you're using. And then eventually the leader you are using will hopefully become easier at that point in time. So hopefully this video does provide you with a little bit of insight as to how you can approach a given board from a maximum combo point of view. Let me know if you use any of these tips or tricks on your own, or do you use something else to help facilitate matches in the comments below. Hopefully you all have a mantastic day, and happy puzzling.